everyone, Lights and Gear is back with another flashlight review. I have the latest from Manker to talk about. This is the Manker MK41. And this comes in a couple of different flavors, if you will, different kinds of, or slightly different bin types of LED, also different battery configurations, and it's a small, relatively small, at least it's a short, it's rather hefty, but it's a short, compact flashlight with several different possibilities. So that's what we're talking about today, Manker MK41. And it comes in the usual slip case here, at least it's a box within a box. You get the little slip cover here, as always, with all Manker flashlights, and a diagram on the front, or a little drawing of what the flashlight sort of looks like. And within the slip case, or underneath the slip case here, is the regular box. Sort of your brown, recycled kind of material. So, open up the box, which I didn't close all too well that time, and the flashlight is encased inside its very sturdy belt holster, and you can see the belt holster here, very sturdy indeed, with a little hook on the top, and of course the strap is on the back. So here's the flashlight. The only other thing you're going to get inside the box is the instruction manual, and that's right here. And you're also going to get a spare O-ring, which is in here, and you're also going to get an adjustable lanyard. I took those out of the little plastic pouch that they were in. So here's the adjustable lanyard. So those are your accessories. And again, here is the flashlight. It's just a hair over 4 inches long, so it is reasonably short, but a little bit on the thick side, about 1.5 inches wide, and round, obviously. And here is your LED down in here, which I'm going to talk about in a second, amidst an AR-coated smooth reflector. Very nice indeed. Here's the side switch, and you have the little Manker emblem on here. And this side switch isn't as loose as some others. Not that others are loose, but this requires a little more of a click. And for a couple of modes you do have to double click and so forth. So anyway, back of the light, nothing here, just tail stands. You have some fins here, some air fins, knurling here on the bottom, and your lanyard of course attaches here at the bottom. And I haven't actually taken off the head portion of it yet. I see it's very well put on, so I'm not going to bother with that part at the moment. I'll just take off the back part, tail cap, and here you have like a little merry-go-round, a little carousel in here. There's no wrong way to put the back on as long as you match up these poles. And as soon as you do, obviously it all twists around and spins inside to tighten onto the back of the light. So it uses 4 batteries, and these 2 are positive and these 2 are negative. And inside the light you'll get the same thing, if you can see in there. Same looks the same inside as it does inside the cap. This is very well greased, I will say, almost a little bit too much grease around the edge here and around the cap. At least it's well lubed, but I'll say that. Anyway, batteries. It takes 4 AA or rechargeable NIMH or lithium 14500, and this is the first flashlight I have ever seen. Now I'm sure perhaps with this, maybe this will start a new trend, but this, as far as I know, is the first one I've seen which can use 4 14500 lithium batteries. That's new to me. Obviously, since they are in, they're not in series, they're in parallel here, so that's the safe way to do it, and perhaps that's why I've never seen it in another light. No 2 AA battery flashlights can use 2 14500s. It's usually just a single light that can take them. But since they've included the width here and made them parallel, then that's the reason at least why they can do that. So I'll tell you though, I have tried it with both types of batteries, both the AA, or NIMH I should say, and the 14500s, and I do not see any difference in the brightness, even though the manual will tell you otherwise. The manual will tell you that the lithiums put out more power. Here's the diagram here to prove it. I'm not going to go through this. You can either freeze the video or take a look at my written review at my website, where the link is below, and you can read about it there in detail. Basically, the light comes in two forms, because the LED in this light is a Cree XHP35. That's what the LED is. And it uses two different bin types, I guess they would be. One of them is an HD and one of them is an HI, HI being high intensity. What I have here is the HI. It also puts out two different tints. Puts out a cool white, or I should say they have released the light with cool white and neutral white. So what I have here is the neutral white in the high intensity. So that's what we're testing here today. Neutral white, high. Maximum output, it says, is 2000 lumens, but that depends on which battery configuration is in there and which type of LED is in there. That's where the diagram in here explains everything. Explains the different types of batteries, AA, 14500, explains the HD, the HI in each one. So there are slight variations in each. But as I say, just within the testing I've done within the two different types of batteries, I don't see any difference. And I've taken a picture of it in turbo mode on both and compared them side by side. And to the naked eye, because it's only really a difference of about 500 lumens, and when you get up that high to the naked eye, the difference is not noticeable. Anyway, beam distance is about 520 meters. That would be with the version I have. The other version, it'll be about 420 meters. Working voltage, basically 2.5 to 7.2, aircraft grade aluminum, it's waterproof, it's impact resistant, yada yada yada. And as I say, you can read about all this on my website. And here's the diagram, the instructional diagram in their manual. Now the side switch also lights up every time you turn it on. The side switch illuminates and it stays lit as long as the light is on. So know that, and I'll show you in a second, that the side switch is always on. You can't turn it off as long as the light is on. It's also telling you battery power between more than 75%, 50%, and less than 20%. So it has its different colors here that it will display to you as the battery voltage changes. It has a lockout feature. It has an engineering mode, and that is when you're using only only AA's and NIMH. You only get the engineering mode in standard batteries. You do not get the engineering mode in lithium batteries. The engineering mode is for selecting the moonlight mode, and it gives you 21 different settings of moonlight mode. 21. So when you go into engineering mode, you just keep pressing the button, and the output just keeps going up and up and up and up and up very, very, very slightly. It goes from less than a lumen to 5 lumens. So within that 5 lumens, within 0.1 to 5, there are 21 different output settings in engineering mode, and you set those by using the Eneloop batteries or standard AA. For the other batteries, for the lithium batteries, moonlight is about 60-70 lumens. So it's a very bright moonlight, and it cannot be changed. Okay, enough of that for now. Flashlight. All right, I have the 4 batteries right here. I have the 4 Eneloops, and I will put them in this way, and they go up on the spring, and the others go down. All right, and you line up your poles here, and put those right over the poles. Put the poles right over the holes, and then twist. And of course, everything inside is moving around and tightening up. Oh yeah, forgot to mention here, you've got your to a tripod. You get your tripod attachment right there. A single click turns the light on, and you see as soon as you do, the little fella here lights up. There he is, and he stays lit as long as the light is on. So a single click turns the light on, a holding press turns it off. So once it's on, you just single click and go to the various modes. It's not dark out yet, but it's reasonably dark in here. So a single press turns it on, and as I say, this is neutral white, so it is a warmish, a very warm beam on this particular one. And the high version, which this is, has a more focused beam than the HD. The HD is a little bit wider. The beam distance is more on this one because of the focused beam. The other one is a little bit less. So this is moonlight right now. I had it set on moonlight before, and I think it even retains that setting with battery changes and so forth. I think it stays the same, which is kind of nifty. Press it once, and there's low, there's medium, there's high, and then to get to turbo, I have to double click like that. Now it's in turbo mode, and turbo mode with double A's is about 1500 lumens. It gets to the 2000 when you're using lithium batteries, but I can't see any difference between the two. So anyway, right now, and then if I just keep pressing past turbo, I get to the emergency modes. So here's strobe, here's SOS, here's beacon, and last but not least is, where'd you go? Last but not least is dragon flash. There it is, or dragon breath as they call it. So this is dragon breath being the last mode in that sequence. And again, to turn it off, I mean, if I press it again, then I get right back to moonlight mode. Otherwise, press and hold to switch it off. So there's no direct access to strobe. It does have memory, I should mention, because when you give it a quick press like that, you always get to moonlight. But if I go up to one of the other modes and then press and hold and turn it off, and then press and hold to turn it back on, I get to the mode that I was in last. So there's your memory by pressing and holding to turn it on. A quick press to turn it on will always go to moonlight mode, but there is no direct access to strobe. You have to get to strobe, excuse me, the only way you can get to strobe is by already being in turbo. And turbo can be reached with a double click, and you can even do that when the light is off. Now it's off, so if I double click, I go to turbo right away, and then press and hold it to turn it off. To do the engineering mode, you have to press the button 4 times, and that's to set the moonlight. And you can do that from any mode you happen to be in. Let me just see if I can do that quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it seems to be doing it. Yeah, it's doing it now. With each press, it's going up and up and up and up and up. Now it's down to nothing. And it's on, but you can barely see it. This is the very lowest of the low within moonlight mode. So it's barely on. But if I keep pressing it, see that? It just keeps going up. And so where it was before was the setting that I originally had it on. So it retained that setting even through the battery change and so forth. So even if you're on double A's and you go to switch to lithiums and you set the moonlight mode and then you want to go back to double A's again, the moonlight mode which you previously set will still be there. So that's kind of nice to know. And I think I had it about there. Again, it goes through 21 different outputs. And then to accept the one you want, you press and hold to switch it off, and then when you turn it back on again, it is at that particular mode. Okay, that does it for the indoor demonstration. I'm heading outdoors with the flashlight to show you what it can do down the street. So follow me outside and we will have a look at that. Okay, I'm outside now with the Manker MK41, and I'm just about 15 feet away from some shrubbery, and right now it is on moonlight mode. This is moonlight with the 14500s in here, so that's about 60 lumens or so. But anyway, I'm on moonlight right now, so if I move it up into the trees and over here, and remember this is moonlight, so now I'm at low, and now I'm at medium, and now I'm at high. So I'm now on high mode, shining it up here. Now if I double click, I'm now in turbo mode. Takes a minute for the camera to focus. I'm not sure if I can capture this tree down here on the camera. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that is some distance away. That is way down the street. And it's not focusing too well on it. I would have to try to zoom in order for it to focus. Okay, there it is. But this is on turbo mode, and it's not focusing terribly well on that. If I put the camera on night mode, then you'd have a very difficult time. Then it takes a long time for it to focus on something. But anyway, that is some distance away. And this is on turbo mode, so there I am, zoomed out once again. But I think probably you can get a reasonably decent viewpoint here. And there we are on a tree back here. Again, the camera does not focus too well. Sorry about that. But anyway, those are the modes from this particular angle. Okay, we have another tree down here. There you go. Okay. Camera does not want to focus. Check out my website at lightsandgear.com, where I do have more discernible pictures. You'll be able to see a lot more of the flashlight there, and some of my outdoor scenes and so forth. You'll be able to see them a lot better on the website at lightsandgear.com. The link is right there, and this has been the MK41 from Manker. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time with more. Have a good one.